price action works the same for all markets. This is a trade that I took this morning. As we currently speak, I'm making 200 and I think about $240 running in this trade already. Like I've been telling you guys, price action works for all markets. All right, whether you are a synthetic indices trader, whether you are a forex trader, if you master price action very well, you will not find difficulties trading any market. That is why you see me trading forex with ease, trading synthetic indices with ease, because the market has the way it reacts when it comes to price action, and those reactions repeat themselves over and over. So I'm going to share with you at the end of this lecture. I'll show you a live trade in a live account, guys, how much I've made just this morning, above $200 currently, which is running. And it's this trade that I took a sales trade on a GBP USD. All right, so it's currently running right now, and I can show you guys. Let's go to the MT4 app. So you can see for yourself, this is already about $250 running already. And just looking at it, this is a live account, as you can see. So I'm going to do. So before we continue, let me share with you this good news. Do you know that the kind of broker you use can also contribute to your profitability? I'm going to share with you in this video's description link. I'm going to share with you brokers that have very good spreads. They have favorable withdrawal and deposit methods, and one of the brokers even use MTN mobile money as a deposit and withdrawal method. You see, one of the broker also has good forex. It provides funded accounts to traders. You only need to do a monthly subscription, of which are offered a trading account of about $25,000 and more, depending on the package that you choose. So these brokers are very nice. Just check in this video's description below. You are going to see the various brokers and their description and their advantages, so that you can sign up and you see a change in your trading. You also see flexible broker with good trading platform, Meta 5 and other trading platforms. Okay, now the reason I came back to the Meta 5 is I prefer doing analysis on the Meta 5 trader app, all right, because the interface is easy to use for me. All right, so the live account which I took the trade was in the Meta 4 account, so that's why I'm not able to do analysis directly from there. But at the end of this, I'm going to show you the results of the trade. Okay, so looking at this analysis, this is GBPUSD. You can see this is the H1 time frame, this is the H4 time frame. You always do your analysis based on information gathered on all time frames, especially the larger time frame, because that is where price communicates. That is where the power of the market lies. All right, so my analysis after doing this, I had to go to the H4 time frame when I've already drawn the when I already identified the bigger trend of the market on the H4. This is the H4. You can see this is the daily time frame. So I've used this trend line to connect the channel. It shows clearly that price is in a downtrend in the daily time frame. You can see it creates higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and currently price has reached the lower zone of the channel and it was actually heading up. All right, so after that, remember, we have to identify our demand and supply zones in bigger time frames. So from the daily time frame, you can realize this is a strong demand zone because price has currently broken through and it's above the zone. So you can see how price has reacted to this zone like 3 times in the past. So this is a daily time frame and it makes this zone a powerful zone. So after I've marked it out, I actually shown out these trend lines. Okay, so now I went to smaller time frame, the H4, and here I actually had to connect the various zones in the H4 time frame. All right, so this is, you can see this was an obvious zone. You see, after connecting this week, you realize that this was the third touch. So after connecting these peaks, these 2 peaks, price came for the third time, and that is where I took my order. Here I came and I connected this zone. This was a resistance zone that I connected. You can see that price came here, it was rejected. Let's assume that from the H4 time frame we had not yet drawn anything here. All right, let's just clear out everything so that you can see the basis of my analysis. All right, let's just do it that way so that you see the basis of my analysis. Now from the H4 time frame, let's say we just have the daily trend line running, and then we have the daily support zone that we drew. All right, so now from the H4 we have to now identify our equally our possible zones. So from here we start identifying anywhere you see a necessary support or a resistance zone, you plot it out. So this is a zone, you can see price react there once and twice. All right, so you pick up your rectangle. I'm using my rectangle, then I plot it out. All right, remember this trade I've already been taken in. All right, so you see price reacted here once and twice. Let me zoom in so you can see. So this is one, two, this is the second reaction, and this is the zone where you see price reacting to. Now you look for what various trend lines, areas where we can connect our diagonal support and resistance, which is through the use of trend lines. So you connect, and you can see that. So you see the first, second touch, by the third touch, you see that price reacts. Now this is it. So you can see that price reacted. This was the first zone, this was the second peak, and now you see prices around the third peak from what you can see. All right, so now we have connected that. Let's look if there are other possible trend lines to be connected. I can see from here, we can see this here. You can get a diagonal support around here. So we pick the trend line, we support, we make sure that we sketch it out. So you sketch it out, you can see that. So you see how price has been reacting to this zone. This was the first, this was the second when it was still acting as support, this was the third, price was reacting to it, and finally price broke through. You can see how price came back and retested. It tested the zone about twice before finally breaking. All right, so you can see clearly how price has been reacting to this trend line here. All right, so now those are the zones that we have identified so far. We make sure that we identify all our zones, our supply and demand zones. So we spot them out. We make sure that we plot them out. Remember, I said supply and demand zones are areas where price has reacted to more than once or more than twice, and you see traders, many traders, institutions, they are placing their eyes on taking orders based on those zones. So you can see this is another zone here. You can see that price has been reacting to this zone. You see how price has been rejected here a couple of times. So this is another zone here. Now I drop now to the H1 time frame. All right, I drop now to the H1 time frame. You drop to your H1 time frame, you identify the various zones, so you plot them out as well. So from beginning I can start seeing where I can connect my horizontal lines. This is it, connect here, and I can connect my trend lines here and here. So I pick up my trend lines, then I connect. All right, so you can see connect, that is the upper trend line, then I connect the lower trend line. So now I connect the lower trend line here, which you can see. All right, so that is it. So I've connected it already. Now you can see the way price has been reacting to this zone. So looking at it, you see the reason why I took a sell order here, because we had what? We had multiple confluences. You can see that price reach here, which was a supply zone, and at the same time it was around where there was the falling trend line. Okay, at the same time again there was a rising trend line that all coincided in this zone, giving us three confluences of entry. So that is, you can see my trade, I've taken it. Like I said, I'm going to show you the result in my MT4. I like doing analysis on the MT5. So that is it. Now you can see that price is now reversing back to this zone. This is now a supply zone, this is now what, a demand zone around here, which is acting as support, and this is a support. And you can see this trend line that we drew from the H4 time frame. This trend line, you can see how it acted. Are you seeing? And now you see, as price has broken through the trend line to the upside, we are now seeing that as price comes back the third time, it's going to react to this zone. All right, sometimes it react to this zone and get rejected. It might go up and then break this zone and then start going up. Okay, so but if it happens that it breaks this zone here, we are going to wait for price to move right down to this zone, because down here we have what, down here we have the previous higher low. All right, so you see how price move, it created the previous higher low until when price breaks through this previous higher low before we can think that this trend is continuing. But if it doesn't break through, if it happens to break through this zone, it's going to come here and maybe you find a rejection, and that's how it moves back up. Except if price happens to break this zone, where we'll continue looking for setups, but for the meantime we are looking for buy setups. All right, so even here price could find rejection around this zone here. Okay, so that is it. Now this is the H1 time frame, and you can see how price has moved just exactly as we have predicted. So you see, just as simple as that, guys. It's very simple. You just understand how market behaves, because price doesn't just move and turn by itself. We see price moves up and start turning, and it starts coming down. It means it has met a supply or a demand force, and when it reaches down, it meets a demand force. It's going to start going up, and that's how it happens. So you judge it also based on your market structure. You'll be able to predict the market correctly most at times. So that is it, guys. From my MT4, you can see I've taken a trade there already. So you can see this is the trade that I took from my MT4, because this is a live account, guys. We are almost hitting TP. That is it, traders. That is it. Remember, I said our next prediction will only be waiting for price to make it. If price happens to make it to this zone, and if you see price break through this previous high here and create a new high, we'll be looking for buy setups. But if it happens that price breaks through the previous higher low, which is the lowest at this point, we'll start thinking about looking for sell setup until when this zone here, which is a strong demand. So for the meantime, we are going to watch how price play out while we take out our profits of today. If you're looking for a good forex broker where you can trade with low spreads, high advantages, favorable deposit and withdrawal methods, check in this video's description below. You are going to see the brokers in which I use and I recommend, which are my favorite brokers, and sign up. You are going to be happy you did so. So thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, please click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, so that whenever we post a new video, you are going to get updated. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.